Hello, everyone, and I'm here joined by, I don't know how to say it first. Is this Philip?
Philip, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But why does he have the PPE?
Because it's just French.
Okay. But
Yeah.
wouldn't that be like Philippe?
Philippe.
Okay, Philippe.
Yeah, I'm saying it in Quebec way. If you go to France, you probably hear Philippe.
Oh, the E.
Yeah.
Philippe instead of Philip.
Yeah.
I'm joined by Philip Vulcan Pion. Of course, La Flemme, right? I got that part right?
La Flamme.
La Flamme, I was close.
Pretty close, that was good.
Just in case you don't get that joke, just look at his Twitter. It's great. After their win over Immortals today, what is it, week 5? I don't even know where I'm at anymore. Congrats on the win, man. That was a slower game. So I want to go to the draft because, and just kind of the prep, you guys now, we're talking about the new coach came in to help with the draft. How's that changed in game day, per se?
So I think Earl, who's the new coach who just came in, he's like a little more direct with how he thinks the draft should go down, and how he's very direct with like the, before we would go into the game, there's like 1 minute where we locked all of our champs, and then it's counting down before the game loads.
Yeah.
And the coaches have that amount of time to like say whatever they want to say to prep their players.
Yeah.
And I think he's like better at giving us like the information that we need very quickly. Because before it was like kind of slow or we're not listening, but he was like, yo, do this, blah, blah, I think reminder about this, blah, blah, blah. I think that was good.
Yeah.
And I think he's better at drafting than Peter and Turlo were or are, so it was good to have him on stage.
Yeah. What does that mean, better at drafting? Like, how can you tell as a player, like, that someone else is better?
Also, the way I see it is he has more knowledge of how the draft should go down, or like how the matchups go, or how the meta is.
Yeah.
So he's talking to his Korean friends and they exchange information and stuff, so he gets a lot of knowledge from that. Maybe that doesn't mean he's better at drafting, but he's better at knowing what champs to draft in this situation, for example.
Right.
That's why he's valuable. Yeah.
When I was over at Golden Guardians, I know that our coaches spent a lot of time drafting against each other. Be like, okay, I'm doing this. Okay, now that we look at both drafts, who feel like we won, or what did we learn from that? So I was just interested in how you as a player kind of thinks about it, and how Evil Geniuses thinks about it a little bit there. When we look at this game specifically, I'm sure he had a game plan that didn't say that, all right, we're going to wait until 20 minutes to take the second drink. Why did this game stall out so much, and were you guys comfortable with that?
Yeah, we were fine scaling, honestly. The only worry was Caitlyn lane game, she might outrange us, but either way, we have Combat Trundle and Susan's knowledge, so it feels like our support champs are much stronger late game.
Yeah.
And Ezreal has the ability to outplay Orianna, so Orianna's pretty useless. The only champ she can reliably shockwave that might have an impact is Ryze, but Ryze these days is like a full tank, so even if he gets shockwaved, it's chill most of the time.
Yeah.
So we just had to be worried about or maybe not worried, but careful about their knowledge engage. That was their main tool.
Yeah.
And again, we have Ezreal who can just shift away, so it was pretty easy. But then, yeah, I'm not too satisfied with the way the game went because, like you said, it was very slow, and I feel like we could have pushed some of our timings more aggressively and just gone in. But at the same time, we were we don't need to do much. We're in a comfortable position. We're stacking drag. Let's go for soul. It's sad that it was Cloud Soul because that thing is fucking useless. But yeah.
Yeah. When it came to, you brought it up in the post-game interview with La Tigris, the dichotomy between you being aggressive and wanting to make the advantages within the laning phase, and then Danny knowing that he's a better team fighter and preferring to scale, and it showed in this game as he was able to get I think it was a delayed quadra kill, and then ends up with one of his best games that he's had this year. How do you guys work through that? Is it just you're dictating because you're older? Does he fight back? How do you guys resolve in terms of game philosophy? Because the way that people think about the game feels like it doesn't change that much. People are stubborn.
Yeah. I think it leans more towards I'm dictating side, but he also sometimes won't give up on some of the points that he thinks are very important.
Yeah.
So obviously he knows how to play his champ better than I know how to play it most of the time. I think my Lucian might be big up there. But anyway, so even if I feel like you should do this, then he'll say, no, this is bad for me, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's listening to every single thing I say. Even if he thinks it's bad, he'll give his opinion, and that's what makes kind of about the LTAs being able to go back and forth, right? So.
You see that, EG? Content machine right here. 1v1 Lucian bot lane. Like, who's actually the better bot lane?
I'm down.
When it comes to just your career, and now kind of shifting on over here, two evil geniuses having a pretty great lock-in. Yeah, maybe a little not satisfying because you didn't finish the fight, and then and now like just kind of like going through the ups and downs of being on the team. How's this year been shifting away from Cloud9?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been good. Obviously, it's also hard to change teams.
Yeah.
Right. I was used to having like a certain type of communication, having players play a certain way, and then I come here and it's like very different. 4 new teammates.
Yeah.
And new coaching staff, new way of doing things. Good thing is EG is pretty receptive to my criticism of how things are run. Like that sounds kind of serious, but it could be like small things.
Feedback,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So because Cloud9 is a very well-run org and their managers are super good and they do things pretty well.
Yeah.
So, and they said that when I joined that they wanted me to like criticize things and bring the kind of things they might be lacking and try to help make the org better because they're kind of young like that.
Right.
EG is an old org, but like this side of esports that's in league right now is 2 or 3 years in the league, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say. It must be pretty cool to not only dictate kind of what's happening from the competitive side in game, but then also as a franchise. It feels like you're being brought in as like a franchise specialist, and your opinion matters and you're heard. And I wasn't sure if that was the case, but I figured that'd be something that not only are you equipped to do from your experience, but also your personality type would be able to help make a franchise run better.
Yeah, and it feels good to kind of be given that position. And it's also something that brought me to EG when it was the offseason. I was talking to different teams, is that they told me that they have a lot of trust in me and they want to build around me and they want to use my experience to kind of lead the team, make the team better, make the org better. So yeah, it's nice to have that trust in me, right? Feels
yeah. Now you got through the first half of the season. Last question here. 5-5. What are the new goals here, or do you have new goals here after the first half of the split for your squad?
Well, my most recent goal was not losing to Immortals again because that's cringe. We lost, was it last week or the week? Yeah, I think it was last week during Super Week or the week before maybe. And yeah, I don't like losing. Good. No, I don't like losing to volunteer teams. So feels good to win. We should have smashed them to the pavement a bit more, but I'll take it anyway. But now, new goal. Well, it looks like the playoff race might be tight, but like I had that goal when I was in Clutch and we were 9th place to make playoffs, right?
That's right.
I don't look at like making playoffs as an achievement anymore. So I think I want to make it to finals again and going to MSI, obviously. Some other teams are looking strong, but I think if we keep on this spree, we just secure playoffs. Going to playoffs, I think best of 5, everything is always different. We have like a lot of experienced players. Danny showed last year that he performs like in playoffs very well. You've probably all seen this just on the play.
I might have seen it.
Yeah, once or twice. So yeah, we'll see. But
yeah, a new drafter as well might be helping out here in the playoffs. Well, on the way to do it after a victory over Immortals. VULCAN, everybody, thank you so much for the interview, man.
Thank you.
And of course, people can find you over on Twitter. There's no way that they can't not find you.
Go follow me, guys. I tweet bangers every day on this.
There it is. Everyone, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it. You can catch more content here on dGon Esports. Make sure to follow him.